Rapunzel. Once upon a time, in a faraway land, there lived a lovely couple. One day, the woman gave her husband the good news that she was pregnant. Her husband was so glad about the news that he said he would do anything for her. And one day, she told him that she was longing for some crunchy lettuce. "If I can't eat some of that delicious lettuce from our neighbor's garden, I won't get any rest." So her husband went into the neighbor's garden to fulfill his wife's wish. But the poor man did not know that his neighbor was a very dangerous witch named Camilla. No one knew, but the witch was 150 years old. To look young, Camilla could only touch golden things, so she covered everything in her house with gold. She covered the plates, spoons, and forks, bottles, lamps, even the chairs on which she sat. Everything was covered with gold. And that evening, there was a knock at the door. It was the neighbor who had come to ask for some lettuce for his pregnant wife. Camilla said that he could take as much as he wanted from the garden, but under one condition.
"If your child has golden blonde hair, I'll take it."
The man didn't know what to do, but he foolishly agreed and prayed that his child would not have blonde hair. But a few days later, his wife gave birth to a beautiful baby girl with golden blonde hair. They called her Rapunzel. Camilla somehow knew the baby would be born with blonde hair. So she took the baby from her parents and brought her home. The witch took very good care of Rapunzel. She combed her blonde hair, which grew a little longer every day. Camilla never wanted her hair to be cut, because she would take long strands of hair and cook it in a magical cauldron and turn it into gold.
My magic turns her long golden hairs into gold. I'm set for life. Yippee-skippy.
Deep in the forest, Camilla used her magic to build a huge, tall tower where Rapunzel would be trapped and her hair would be safe. The tower didn't even have stairs inside. It was just one small room with one small window. Rapunzel grew up in this room alone for 18 years, except for Camilla's visits. When Camilla came to visit her from time to time, she called on her from below.
"Rapunzel! Rapunzel! Rapunzel! Let down your golden hair."
Rapunzel would let down her long braided hair down the window, and Camilla would hold on to it and climb up into the tower. "Mother, why doesn't this tower have stairs? Why can't I step on the ground and play with flowers and animals?"
My beautiful golden-haired girl, this is the only way I can protect you from the evils of the world. There are many dangerous animals out there, and all kinds of mean creatures. If something were to happen to you, I wouldn't survive.
One day, Rob, the handsome prince of the country, who was born on the same day as Rapunzel, took his horse for a ride in the forest. The prince heard the singing in the forest and listened carefully.
This voice is such a beautiful voice.
And followed the sound of the mysterious voice until he finally arrived at the bottom of the tower where Rapunzel lived. When she sang at the window of the tower, he immediately fell in love with her. He glanced around for a door to the tower, but could not find one. And just then, Camilla also arrived at the tower. So the prince hid behind the bushes because he knew of her reputation as a wicked, mean witch.
Oh no, that's Camilla, the evil witch. What is she doing here?
Rapunzel! 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 Let down your golden hair!
Rapunzel let her long hair down for Camilla to climb up. The next day, the prince returned to the tower, but when he arrived, he tried to imitate the witch's voice and called up to the tower.
Rapunzel, Rapunzel, let down your golden hair.
Rapunzel thought the voice sounded odd, but let her hair down anyway. Prince Rob quickly climbed up the hair, curious to find the voice that had sung so beautifully.
Oh, what a hairy climb.
Rapunzel was frightened when she saw him. Who are you? How did you get here?
I'm Prince Rob. I thought you might be in trouble because of the witch and all, and no stairs.
Oh no, I'm Rapunzel. I don't know you. My mother says strangers are dangerous creatures. Oh no, get out of here.
Don't worry, I'm not a dangerous person or creature. I simply heard your beautiful voice and wanted to see what the witch was up to. So I guess I'm here to rescue you.
The prince's words softened Rapunzel's heart, and she began not to be afraid of him anymore.
Miss Rapunzel, would you like to go down off the tower with me to smell the flowers, take a walk in the forest, and meet beautiful animals?
Rapunzel wanted to discover the life outside for years, so she accepted the prince's offer straight away. I've got an idea that can help both of us go down the tower. When the next day arrived, the evil witch Camilla arrived at the tower and was about to call for Rapunzel when she saw her long blonde hair hanging down from the top of the tower.
I guess she saw me coming and let her hair down already.
Camilla started to climb up to the top of the tower. And then she heard sounds of a horse. She thought someone might be nearby, but she didn't bother any further and climbed on because she wanted to reach Rapunzel as soon as possible. When she arrived in Rapunzel's room, she was shocked. Rapunzel wasn't there anymore. She had cut her hair off and run away from the tower.
My gold! My gold is gone! No! No! Rapunzel!
Rapunzel had cut her hair and tied it to an iron on the wall of the tower, so she and the prince could climb down together. Camilla, alone in the tower, desperately touched Rapunzel's cut hair.
No! No, 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 no! It doesn't work anymore because the hair is cut off. The The hair must have roots to turn into gold.
In the meantime, Prince Rob and Rapunzel arrived at the prince's castle. And the prince told everything to his father and mother, the king and queen. The king said that he had heard the name Rapunzel from an old farmer and his wife. So the prince immediately took Rapunzel to the old house of the couple who had said they had lost a baby named Rapunzel. As soon as her poor mother and father opened the door and saw Rapunzel, they recognized her. "My daughter, my dear daughter, you found us! The evil witch took you away from us."
It has been so many years, but you're finally home. We are your real family.
Rapunzel was very happy to meet her real family. And what do you suppose happened to Camilla, who was left in the tower with no gold?
I'll find you, Rapunzel. I will hunt you for the hair that turns into gold.
Rapunzel, the friend of long hair. Once upon a time, in a faraway land warmed by the sun, there was a princess named Rapunzel. She lived together with her beloved Prince Rob in the most magnificent castle of the country. One day, Rapunzel was swinging on her hair at a tree in the castle's garden when she heard a voice she had never heard before.
Slow down a little. I'm falling off.
Huh? Who's saying that?
I can't hold on much longer. I'm falling off.
Am I daydreaming? What's that voice in my head?
It's me. Me. Ugh.
The voice Rapunzel had heard belonged to the hair clip. Were you the one talking to me?
Of course it was me. Or did you think you'd gone crazy?
The little hair clip started to walk, and Rapunzel, who had never seen a speaking hair clip before, followed. So, do you have a name?
Of course I do. My name is Clapsy.
So that means you've always been able to talk, Clapsy?
The only one I couldn't talk to was you.
Why is that? Little Clapsy stopped and began to tell Rapunzel everything.
I was a beautiful young girl like you once, too. Of course, my hair wasn't as long and blonde and shiny as yours. Whatever. One day, I went to pick up some black mulberries that grow in the dark forest.
You went alone in the dark forest?
Are you seriously going to interrupt the monologue of a talking hair clip? I found a giant mulberry tree, so I started to pick some mulberries. At that moment, I saw a bright, strange light in the forest. I was curious and moved closer to the light to see what was there. And in front of me, there stood a very old lady with a child. And that kid was you, Rapunzel. The lady was washing the kid's shiny hair in a river that was flowing through the forest. When the old woman dipped the kid's hair into the water of the river, it turned into gold balls. She took one of the gold balls in her hand and whispered something. Then the ball suddenly turned into a fan of gold. When the woman used the fan to cool her face, she became younger and younger. I couldn't believe my eyes. So I walked up to her, and then she suddenly spun around. What are you doing here? What have you seen? Tell me now. Did that hair just turn to gold? I said. Then the old lady, who looked young, transformed me into a hair clip. What did you do to me? Oh no! From now on, you're gonna be a hair clip that protects my little Rapunzel's hair.
Is that true?
It happened because of me? We have to break the spell. It was all the fault of that evil witch, Camilla. Only Camilla knows how to make me a human again.
Rapunzel and Clapsy agreed to make their way to the tower where the witch Camilla lived. After they walked a little while, deep into the forest, they came across a river. To cross the river, Rapunzel built a small boat out of her hair. They jumped on the boat and went to the other side of the river. After running around among the huge trees, they finally saw the high tower.
Here it is, the tower I was once trapped in. So, how are we going to climb up, Rapunzel? Let's see. We'll watch her from a safe distance.
Rapunzel put Clapsy to the ends of her hair. On both sides, she attached huge leaves like a kite. Then she threw her hair into the sky and to the top of the tower.
Alley-oop! Get along, little hair clip!
Clapsy floated through the sky and looked inside. What she saw first was a broomstick that swept the floor by itself. A moment later, she heard Camilla talking to the broomstick.
Broomstick, broomstick, my golden broomstick, Broomy. Tell me, how am I going to get Rapunzel's hair back? I can't live without my gold.
Don't be sad, my lady. If you'd just look out the window, you'd see that magic hair.
Clapsy went straight back to the ground.
Your brain is swept away, Broomy.
No, my lady, I'm telling the truth. If you don't believe me, just have a look.
Clapsy nervously told Rapunzel that Broomy had seen her. Camilla went to the window, although she still didn't believe what Broomy said. When she looked down, she saw Rapunzel and Clapsy running away.
Stop! Don't go! I have changed. I'm not like I used to be anymore.
Rapunzel stopped for a second.
Clapsy, did you hear her? She has changed. Maybe she will help us. But how?
Rapunzel went back to the tower together with Clapsy. Camilla flew down from the tower, riding on Broomy. As soon as she saw Rapunzel's shiny hair, her eyes began to sparkle. She wanted to touch Rapunzel's hair and came closer.
Don't come too close, Camilla. I missed you so much, Rapunzel. If I touched your hair just for a moment...
We'll make a deal, Camilla.
I will give you some of my hair, and in return, you'll turn Clapsy back into a human. Yes, of course. Deal. Rapunzel! Give me your golden hair.
Rapunzel took a piece of her hair and handed it to Camilla. Camilla reached out for the hair and...
Finally, a piece of hair that will make me young again. Hurry up, now it's my turn. Turn me back to a human.
Camilla, who sat on Broomy and already flew away, shouted to them.
You must make the dragon behind the 7 summit mountains smile. Only then can you turn back to a human being. A dragon behind the 7 summit mountains? If Camilla says the truth, we will find that dragon for sure, Clapsy. Are you ready? We're leaving.
My lady, is there really a dragon on those mountains?
Of course there isn't.
Rapunzel attached Clapsy to her hair, and they made their way to the mountains for a big adventure.
mama.
Rapunzel and the Baby Dragon. Once upon a time, in the third cave of the Seven Summit Mountains, there was an egg protected by the little squirrel brothers. This egg was a dragon egg just about to hatch. Not far away was a country filled with the fragrances of flowers, the bright greens of the grassy hills, and the beauty of the Princess Rapunzel. She was looking for the dragon that Camilla the witch had told her about. With the help of Clapsy, she searched for it in the magic forest. Camilla had promised that if Clapsy could make the dragon laugh, she would become a human again.
Rapunzel, I'm exhausted. Could I rest on your hair?
Rapunzel took Clapsy and put her on her hair. Then she went on. While she was walking, an owl from the magic forest secretly followed her.
It's easier than you might think to blend into a forest when you're an owl.
And after some time, she saw a beehive. Although some bees flew around the hive, it seemed to be empty.
Do you think the queen bee left that hive, Clapsy? I don't think so. Look over there.
Rapunzel was frightened by what she saw, because a queen bee 3 times her size stood in front of them.
My dear queen, we are trying to get to the Seven Summit Mountains. Yes, indeed. Are we going the right way or the wrong way? I think we're on the right track, Rapunzel. Let's get away, Thank you, my dear queen. I hope you'll have a lot of honey this season.
Rapunzel and Clapsy walked away quickly from the huge queen bee. On the street that they entered, they saw giant snapdragon blossoms.
Rapunzel, those are snapdragon blossoms, aren't they?
Yes, they are.
Snapdragon blossoms that can open their mouths. Clapsy, shh. If we're quiet, they won't do anything to us.
The noise-sensitive snapdragons looked like they were fast asleep. Rapunzel and Clapsy started to sneak past them with slow and silent steps. But then... Rapunzel tried to muffle the sneeze by covering Clapsy's mouth with her hair. But it wasn't enough.
Oh no! This can't be happening!
With Clapsy's loud sneeze, one of the snapdragons woke up. The snapdragon stretched out his neck towards Rapunzel. They didn't know what to do. They froze with fear. Then the snapdragon opened his big mouth and was about to swallow Rapunzel. But she stretched out her hair to a heavy rock, grabbed it tightly, and then threw it into the mouth of the snapdragon. The snapdragon had to swallow the hard stone, and Rapunzel began to run through the other snapdragons. The others heard the commotion and started to wake up as she ran past them. Clapsy and Rapunzel were tired, but at least they got away from the snapdragons. And then a huge mountain appeared in front of them. After looking at it for a while, they realized that the mountain had exactly 7 caves on it.
I think we just found the mountain Camilla was talking about.
We must be close to the dragon. Rapunzel saw a rock ledge on the mountain and threw her strong, long hair up. The hair wrapped itself on the top of the ledge, so Clapsy and Rapunzel could use it to climb up the mountain.
Oh, my heel.
Ow, my hair. When they arrived in the third cave, they saw 3 tiny squirrels.
Aren't they cute?
Hello, little squirrel family. I'm Rapunzel. Have you seen a dragon here by any chance?
Rapunzel, you cannot talk to them like that. They'll be scared.
Okay, I'll try again. Hello, little squirrels. Have you seen a cutie pie sugar sweet dragon over here? The squirrels shook their head to say yes. Then they went into the cave.
Wow, didn't think that would work.
Clapsy went into the little cave first, but she tripped on a small stone and rolled right into the cave until she bounced into something green. It was the baby dragon.
Hi!
Clapsy was frightened and didn't know what to do, so she jumped onto the baby dragon's tail. The baby dragon roared. We have found him! We found the dragon Camilla was talking about! I can't believe it! Yay! While Rapunzel was rejoicing, Clapsy decided she better stop crushing the dragon's tail. The dragon bent down to take a closer look at Clapsy.
I think he doesn't like me?
No, I'm sure he does. I think the problem is that he doesn't know how to express his feelings, isn't it, dear dragon? Let me give you a name. Drado! He's adorable! You'd better make friends with him, Clapsy. Remember, we have to make him laugh at you. But the baby dragon didn't like Clapsy because she hurt his tail. So Clapsy tried making a mess of Rapunzel's hair to make her look funny. But this didn't make Drado laugh at all. Next, Clapsy tried to make a dragon shape out of a leaf. She tried real hard, but then it turned out to look more like a camel than a dragon. And Drado still wouldn't even crack a smile. Maybe he's hungry and doesn't feel like laughing? What do you think dragons like to eat?
Dragon fruit?
Aha, right! So let's find some dragon fruit for you. And after that, let's go to my castle. The baby dragon Drado started to like Rapunzel and headed to the castle with her. But not far away, the owl was still watching. It was a friend of the evil witch Xenia. The owl was sent to spy on them by the country's most powerful witches, Camilla, Xena, Hela, and Vega. He reported back to Camilla about the dragon.
Yeah, so that dragon you didn't say existed, they found it.
But this is impossible. I lied about the dragon. How can this be?
So, Rapunzel has a dragon now.
I know, it's unbelievable.
Well, the 4 of us need to work out a plan to defeat all the princesses. Not a moment to lose.
Rapunzel, the Gathering of the Princesses. Once upon a time, when the autumn leaves fell down from the trees, the most powerful and vicious witches came together: Camilla, Xenia, Hela, and Vega.
What am I, decoration? Don't forget about me.
And their vicious owl. They aimed to defeat every kind-hearted princess in the world and rule with evil and cruelty. On a beautiful day, Rapunzel was painting a picture of the watermelons in the castle's garden. Those watermelons look so good, don't they, Clapsy? I bet they taste just as delicious. So Clapsy went into the garden to taste a piece of watermelon. When suddenly, the baby dragon Drado appeared in front of her. He scared her with his evil gaze. So poor Clapsy slipped and fell directly into a watermelon out of fear. Clapsy! Her clumsiness made Rapunzel laugh, but Drado still didn't even give a smile to her. Look at that huge watermelon! What's going on over there? One of the watermelons Rapunzel was drawing became larger and larger, until it was the size of a house. Rapunzel, Drado, and Clapsy couldn't believe what they saw. Did you see what just happened? Let's look inside. When Rapunzel and Clapsy went in, they saw a small room with walls decorated in various patterns of watermelon seeds. And also a big glittering book. The Book of Princesses? There are other princesses besides you, Rapunzel? I guess so. Let's have a look at what's written inside. Whichever princess finds this book should read it with care, so you'll know which princesses live where. You'll never know when you need each other. Oh, other princesses? When all 4 princesses come together and unite, they will learn how powerful they are in a fight. Soon in the future, a new war will begin between princesses and witches, but who will win? By the time you finish reading, you won't have much time to seek all the friends you can find. Find Cinderella first and then get to the rest. And remember, my dear, kind hearts together are best. Rapunzel told Drado about what the book said and asked him to find Cinderella. The baby dragon took on this task and flew away in a hurry. After some time, he arrived somewhere to meet the 2 mice called Mozzarella and Cheddar. He told them about Rapunzel's message and that the princesses had to meet under the lighthouse. Mozzarella and Cheddar rushed to tell Cinderella, who immediately left to meet the other princesses. As she passed through the magic forest, she saw Freckled, who was picking blackberries. Hey, Freckled! Tell Snow White that we need to meet up under the lighthouse. So Freckled went right away to tell Snow White. And when Snow White went off, she saw Seagull Ringo flying over her and called, Hey, Ringo! Ringo! You have to tell Mermaid Aria! All the princesses must gather under the lighthouse! So Seagull Ringo flew to the palace at the beach to tell the mermaid what he heard. But the mermaid wasn't in the palace. So Ringo stood at the pier and started to whistle. Dolphy, who heard Ringo whistle, showed up through the waves. Ringo asked Dolphy to swim directly to the Little Mermaid and tell her the news of Snow White. Then Dolphy jumped into the water to swim to the underwater kingdom and told Aria what he heard. As soon as Arya understood what was going on, she quickly swam to the lighthouse on the sea's surface. When the mermaid arrived, her fishtail turned into human legs, and she quickly reached the place where the princesses had gathered.
Hi, I'm Mermaid Arya. So, you must be the other princesses? Arya, welcome. I'm Rapunzel. I'm Snow White. And my name is Cinderella. See? Now we're all together.
They talked until the sun took the place of the moon and told their stories to each other. At the end of the night, when the lighthouse lit up the sea, the princesses went into a forest area to discover their superpowers.
It's time to show our power to the witches who want to spread evil around the world. That's right! We should get ready!
Cinderella told the other princesses about her ability to speak with animals.
Aha! So that means you can talk to my little dragon friend Drado? A dragon? Wonderful! Wow! It's so cool!
Drado showed up.
Hello, Drado. Can you speak my language?
Yes, I'm glad to meet you.
Wow, you really do talk to animals. So, what's your superpower, Mermaid Arya? I can make everything you see here move.
The mermaid closed her eyes and put her hands together. With the scattered light around her, she lifted all the princesses into the air. The princesses were very impressed by this power. Arya took them off again. But Cinderella lost her balance and hurt her ankle.
Ah, my ankle!
My ankle hurts. Snow White touched Cinderella's ankle with both her hands. And with the heat in between her hands,
This is brilliant, Snow White!
my ankle is cured. I can stand up.
And this is my superpower. With my hands, I can cure wounds.
Finally, Rapunzel whispered some magic words to her hair and lifted them up to the sky. Her golden, shiny hair split into 4 parts. Each part bent down to a princess and spread like gold dust. Then, the parts became one again and formed a bridge that the princesses could cross.
My superpower is that I have control over my hair. Wow, this is so cool!
Snow White, Mermaid Arya, Cinderella, and Rapunzel felt that their powers together could defeat the evil witches. So on one side, there were 4 good-hearted princesses. On the other were the 4 evil witches who stood together.
What about me? I'm standing here.
And an evil owl. But remember, Owl, in fairy tales, the good always wins over evil. Rapunzel and the Princesses
This is ridiculous. I quit.
versus the witches. Once upon a time, in a land far, far away, on a night when wish lanterns adorned the sky, Rapunzel, Cinderella, the mermaid Aria, and Snow White were all under the ocean lighthouse. Each princess made a wish to make the world better, and the sun rose again. Rapunzel's tiny friend Clapsy woke up before all of the princesses set off to the magical forest to pick sweet cherries. The cherries were such a gorgeous red and so shiny that she couldn't help herself and ate a whole basket.
So delicious.
Then Clapsy noticed a baby deer passing through the trees. The deer had a hurt foot.
Hello, baby deer. What happened to you? Come with me. I know someone who can make you feel better.
Clapsy turned around and started to move forward when something about the baby deer changed. Its eyes turned glowing red, but Clapsy didn't notice the terrifying change and brought the deer to Snow White. Snow White had a magical power to heal animals. When Snow White approached the baby deer to heal its leg, the innocent-looking deer instantly transformed into the evil Queen Hela. When Snow White saw Hela, she was very frightened.
Hela, how did you find me here?
Hela waved her arms magically, and the ground beneath the princess split open, and Snow White fell into the depths of the chasm.
Help!
You will rot and grow ugly, Snow White. No one in this world can be as beautiful as I. Snow White fell straight down into a tunnel and was imprisoned in a dungeon. But up above, the other princesses noticed Snow White's disappearance, and they all set out in search of her. Snow White! Where are you? Cinderella was walking in the area where Snow White went missing. She had taken a few steps more when...
Ah!
She fell into the dungeon too. Then the mermaid Aria was sent a seashell by the waves crashing on the shore and listened to it.
What? They took them underground?
The mermaid Aria gave the seashell back to the waves and immediately went to the magic forest. At the same time, Rapunzel and Clapsy had reached the spot where Snow White had disappeared. Snow White! Where are you? Where did you go?
Rapunzel! Look! The last time I saw her, she was right here.
And with those words, the ground split again. And just as Rapunzel was about to fall in, Aria, who was racing towards her, realized what was happening and used her arms to force Rapunzel out of the way. Rapunzel hung in a bubble of air and touched back on land. When Aria reached Rapunzel's side, the chasm in the ground was still open, and voices were coming from in it.
Help! Save us!
We can't get out of here. Upon hearing the princess's voices, Rapunzel let down her hair into the pit to help them. Clinging to her hair, Aria lowered herself down.
We're coming! Don't worry!
Aria, look out! When Aria turned around to look, there she saw Vega and Hela.
Vega! How are you even here?
Heavenly, you've forgotten my powers, Aria. When Aria least expected it, Vega began to shoot ink from her octopus arms at her. Aria generated a shield around her to protect herself. At the same time, above ground, Rapunzel's baby dragon Drado had eaten so many dragon fruits that he turned into a huge dragon. Seeing this, Rapunzel understood that Drado had gained a lot of power. Drado, help us! Drado stomped his feet on the ground so hard that... What's going on? It's going to cave in on us! Ah! We'll be trapped down here! Realizing this was her chance, Arya used all her strength and pulled open the dungeon bars and got Snow White and Cinderella out of the tunnel. But of course, once topside, the princesses weren't out of the woods yet. In fact, they were right in the middle of the woods. Xenia and Camilla were standing right in front of the princesses.
Broom, sweep, 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 a rock monster to make. Beating these princesses will be a piece of cake.
Camilla's magical broomstick, Broomy, swept up chunks of rock and placed them in front of Camilla. When there were enough rocks, Xenia used her powerful magic to create a giant stone man. The stone man stepped towards the princesses to hurt them. Rapunzel stretched her hair out like a rope and tied together the legs of the stone man. But while the stone man may have fallen, he was not beat. He got back up and began to run. I can't stop him! Mermaid Arya tried to use her power to the stone man in the air and sent him in another direction, but she couldn't. He's too heavy! I can't lift him! Next up was Cinderella, who began to call on the aid of all the animals in the forest. Hear me, beasts of the forest! The stone man was just steps away and about to hurt them when, up in the sky, the dragon Drado showed his might. Drado heaved a breath of fire at the stone man. The stone man lost his balance, crashed to the ground, but wasn't injured. When the dragon once again began to blast him with fire, the stone man tore off a piece of his arm and threw it at the dragon. The mermaid Arya took control of the rock chunk and stopped it from hitting the dragon. Drado was enraged by this and snatched the stone man in his claws, flying to the end of a cliff. And he let him go. Falling from a great height, the stone man was smashed into pieces. The dragon Drado could be seen in the hills. The witches were so scared of the power of the princesses and dragon that they immediately turned and ran away.
You can't defeat us when we stick together, witches. We got animals and a dragon and superpowers. But just a little love could have fixed everything.
Then all of the princesses climbed onto Drado's back and flew to the ocean lighthouse. Good had once again triumphed over evil. But what really matters is teaching goodness to evil hearts. Rapunzel and the disappearing colors. Once upon a time, there was an incredibly beautiful girl named Rapunzel. Her hair was so long that when she was sleeping, her hair reached out of the door. In the mornings, she would wake up and stand in front of the mirror to talk with her dear friend Clapsy, who was an enchanted hair clip. Good morning, Clapsy. Did you sleep well?
Actually, I still need to sleep.
Would you like to go to the garden and pick some fruit? The sun is shining, and I can't climb as well as you can. You can. Of course you can. Just use your hair. Okay. Rapunzel left Clapsy in front of the mirror to sleep, and she went to the garden. There was a beautiful cherry tree that was so lovely that when she saw it, her cheeks blushed. Rapunzel used her hair to climb up into the tree and sat on a thick tree branch, and she began to eat the cherries. Her cute dragon friend Drado appeared, flying towards her in the sky. Drado! Hey! I'm down here! Drado! Hi! Woohoo! Drado came to Rapunzel. He landed on the ground, but he seemed upset. What happened, Drado? Why are you so upset? Drado gave a flower to Rapunzel from his mouth. Flowers are always colorful, but this one was a pale gray color. But that's so strange. This is usually a very colorful kind of flower. Why does it look so pale and sickly? Drado pointed at the grass behind Rapunzel with his head. When she bent down and looked at the grass, she saw that the beautiful color green was fading away. What's happening? Is there something harmful in the soil? And then a few cherries fell to the ground from the tree. And as they hit the ground, their fresh red color turned pale and faded to gray. No! If we can't find why this is happening, everything beautiful in nature will disappear. Rapunzel went to work to try to save the colors of the forest. But deeper in the forest, the witch Camilla, who lives at the top of a tower stretching to the sky, was casting a terrible spell.
Broomy, Broomy, my dear broom. Do you see how Rapunzel is upset about this spell?
Even the magic broom Broomy was scared of Camilla.
Mom, you're casting a really powerful spell, but what if the spell takes away the color here and you lose your beautiful red hair? Don't worry, Broomy. Nothing will happen to us. Now, let's put these golden balls inside the boiling cauldron.
After Camilla added the golden balls to the cauldron, Broomy looked out through the window. And she saw the forest. Everything in the forest was losing their colors. Leaves, trees, even some insects. Camilla came to the window, and when she looked out through the window,
soon Rapunzel will come to me. And when she comes, Broomy, with this special elixir in my hands, we will imprison her in this tower again.
The wicked witch Camilla waited for Rapunzel to come. Rapunzel was on the road with her friend Clapsy. Do you see, Clapsy? Look what had happened to this green forest. Even the sun is about to lose its color. I wonder if this is an evil spell from the witch Camilla.
Yes, it is so sad to see the forest like this.
Aren't you afraid that Camilla can hurt us too when we meet her? No, we can protect ourselves. Besides, we don't have any other choice if we're going to save the color in the forest.
Yes, you're right, Rapunzel.
After a bit more walking on the road of the forest, Rapunzel and Clapsy arrived at the tower where the witch lives.
Camilla! Camilla!
Inside, Camilla heard Rapunzel's voice and knew Rapunzel had arrived.
You see, Broomy, Rapunzel fell into my trap. Come on, fly down and bring her here.
Broomy flew out of the window and down to Rapunzel.
I came to take you to Madame Camilla.
Rapunzel got on the broom, and they flew to the witch Camilla.
Welcome, golden-haired Rapunzel. To what do we owe this pleasure?
Camilla, all the colors in the nature are disappearing one by one. If you're behind this, you're going to stop immediately.
Stop? Do you see this boiling cauldron, Rapunzel? This cauldron will keep on boiling until all the colors disappear.
Rapunzel walked to the boiling cauldron. Oh no, no, no! Why are you doing this? Camilla snuck up behind Rapunzel, poured the elixir into her hair.
No! Stop!
Immediately, Rapunzel's golden, magical hair began to lose its color. What's happening? Ah, my hair! What? My hair! The magic potion did its work, and Camilla's hair began to grow long and golden.
And from now on, your golden hair will be mine forever, Rapunzel.
No! 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 And then Rapunzel awoke. She had never even gotten out of bed. No! My hair!
Rapunzel? What's wrong? Good morning. Time to get up.
And it had all been a terrible bad dream. Huh? What? Morning? Oh. Rapunzel got out of bed and looked out through the window. Everything was in its own color. The forest was green as always, and the sun was shining brightly. I saw such a horrible nightmare, Clapsy. All the colors of nature were disappearing one by one. Flowers, grass, trees. After that, Camilla was stealing my hair and adding them to her hair. Can you believe that? Fortunately, none of them was real. It was just a dream, that's all. After her horrible dream, Rapunzel stood at the window and stared at the beautiful, peaceful view. She put her brush to her favorite colors and began to draw the picture of this beautiful forest. Of course, she wasn't aware that Camilla's plans were working perfectly.
Yes. Now I can control your dreams, Rapunzel. Soon your golden hair will be mine.
Rapunzel saves Silly Dwarf. Once upon a time, in a land far, far away, there was a very beautiful girl named Rapunzel. One day, this beautiful girl went for a stroll in the forest with her best friend Clapsy. You know what, Clapsy? Sometimes I want to name all of these flowers you see. For example, look, its name is Cotton Candy. This beautiful one is Red Full Moon. While Rapunzel and Clapsy were having fun among the flowers, somewhere far away from them, Silly Dwarf, one of the little friends of Snow White, was lost in the forest.
Help! Help! Anyone there? I'm sinking!
Oh, look, Rapunzel. Let's name...
Hush, hush, Clapsy. Do you hear that?
Hear what?
Help! Anyone there? I'm sinking!
Someone needs help, Clapsy. Rapunzel put Clapsy on her hair and started running fast. It turns out that Silly Dwarf fell into a swamp and sunk almost completely. As soon as he cried out, Rapunzel came to his rescue.
Oh, here we go! Huh?
There he is. Hang on, we'll save you. Rapunzel held her hair tightly and threw it towards the Silly Dwarf in the swamp. You can do it with one hand. Come on, hold it tight.
Okay, I've got it. Pull me out. Whoa, whoa.
Thanks to Rapunzel, the Silly Dwarf was saved from the swamp. But this time he was caught in a tree.
Oh, wow, my hat's still on. Oh, help, I'm stuck up here.
You little silly.
Huh? What? How did you know my name is Silly?
No, I don't. I was just laughing at your silliness. Here, catch it. Silly Dwarf slipped down from the tree, clinging to Rapunzel's hair.
Whoa, 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 whoa. Whoa. Well, thank you. You saved my life twice.
This forest is full of surprises. You should always be careful.
Silly Dwarf was stunned when he saw a talking hair clip.
Great golden dwarves, is that a talking hair clip?
Her name is Clapsy. She was turned into a hair clip with a terrible magic by the witch. She has a sad story. And I am Rapunzel. So, who are you?
I am Silly Dwarf. I am one of Snow White's tiny friends.
Oh, I should have guessed. Silly Dwarf.
Do you know Snow White?
Yes, of course I know her.
Today is Snow White's birthday. A very nice birthday party will be held at the castle. Would you like to join us?
Oh, that's a great idea, isn't it, Clapsy?
If there's birthday cake, how can I say no?
Well, let's go before it's too late. Follow me.
After the Silly Dwarf, Rapunzel, and Clapsy walked a little, the Silly Dwarf suddenly stopped.
Rapunzel? I think we're on the wrong path. We will go this way. No. Yeah, maybe this way. Oh, this way. This, I remember here. That way. No, that way. This way. This way.
While Silly Dwarf was running in different directions, he was confused about all the different paths. Silly, if you can't find the right way, the whole party will be over after we arrive. Rapunzel and Silly Dwarf were unaware that they came somewhere near the Cave of Hela while they were looking for the right way.
My queen, good news, good news, good news.
What is it, Dunkov? You're bothering me.
My queen, please come and see with your own beautiful eyes.
When Hela looked down from her cave, she saw the Silly Dwarf and Rapunzel. I can't believe it. Come on, Dunkov. Let's catch that dwarf so that Snow White will come to us again. Hela created a magic ball made of jelly between her hands and waved it down the cave slope. The jelly ball got bigger as it rolled down.
Wow, look, my queen, like a giant ball of crepe jelly.
While the Silly Dwarf, Rapunzel and Clapsy were trying to decide the way to go. Unaware of everything, Hella's magical ball hit and imprisoned Silly Dwarf.
Hey, where did this come from? Smells like grape jelly.
Oh, what is that? What's happening?
I didn't do anything. I didn't do anything. Help!
Until Rapunzel understood what was going on, Silly Dwarf started to rise towards the sky. Huh? Hey!
Oh no!
As the Silly Dwarf comes closer to the sun, my magical jelly ball will be melted and...
We'll turn into a piece of cake?
No, Dunkov. We'll be melted and... While Hella was telling her treacherous plan, Silly Dwarf kept on rising to the sky. Rapunzel, on the other hand, tried to use her hair immediately to save the dwarf. She tried once, twice, but she couldn't save the Silly Dwarf.
Oh, Rapunzel! Drado! Let's call Drado and we can fly to the sky with his wings.
That's a great idea, Clapsy. Rapunzel handed her hair to the breeze and shook it to the left and to the right. Drado, who was eating dragon fruit at the time, noticed Rapunzel's hair asking for help. He figured there must be something wrong, so he took off immediately into the air. Drado, we will fly towards the sun. We must help Silly Dwarf. Rapunzel got on Drado and they started to fly towards the sky together. The air got warmer as they got closer to the sun. Although Drado was affected by the heat, he continued to fly with all his might. Silly Dwarf rose so high from the earth that the forest seemed tiny below.
Help! 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 I don't want to fall into Hella's cave! Help!
As soon as the magical jelly ball completely melted, Silly Dwarf started to fall to the earth.
Oh, I'm falling! Oh, I'm falling! Oh!
Drado caught Silly Dwarf with one last flap as he was about to fall completely.
Oh, well, that was close.
That is the third time.
We saved your life 3 times.
You sure did.
Where did this big bird come from?
He's a dragon, my friend Drado. Finally, Silly Dwarf, Rapunzel, and Clapsy found the castle of Snow White thanks to the dragon Drado.
Hey, look, there's the castle.
Silly Dwarf immediately ran to Snow White.
My princess, I'm back.
Where have you been? We looked for you everywhere. We were so worried about you.
I got lost in the forest, and unfortunately I got caught by Hella.
Hella?
Rapunzel and her friends saved me. Rapunzel, Clapsy, big giant dragon.
Here's my birthday present for you, Snow White.
Snow White was so happy to see Rapunzel. Also, she thanked them for saving Silly Dwarf.
Oh my! What a wonderful surprise!
Nice to see you. Happy birthday, Snow White.
Thank you. Come on, let's go to the castle and have some fun.
These 2 beautiful princesses danced and had fun all night at the birthday party. Hella and Dunkov, on the other hand, were still waiting for the magical jelly ball to melt and the Silly Dwarf to fall.
Well, my queen, I wonder if your jelly ball didn't melt yet.
It was supposed to be melted already. Dunkov, go and check. See if the Silly Dwarf is still hung up in the air.
All right, my queen, I'm leaving right now.
Rapunzel, Snow White's birthday party. Once upon a time, in a land far, far away, there was a witch named Camilla. This witch could only touch things that were golden. Even her flying broom assistant, Broomy, had to have a stick made of gold.
Oh, Broomy, my dear Broom, our golden balls are very few. We need Rapunzel's hair.
Do you have plans for this, Your Majesty?
Camilla took the glass globe and started to watch Rapunzel. She saw a dwarf standing next to Rapunzel.
Actually, I have a plan, Broomy. And if I succeed, I can trap not only Rapunzel, but also anyone who is around her.
Camilla came to the boiling cauldron and started to make one of the most powerful spells she knew how to conjure. She added 2 stones, some thread, a purple potion, and 2 golden balls into a large iron kettle. The cauldron frothed and boiled with apparent success, and a tiny tower appeared.
It's done.
It is our tower, isn't it, Your Majesty?
Yes, exactly, Broomy. The tower where we once imprisoned Rapunzel. But this time, itty-bitty, incy-wincy.
Okay, but how will Rapunzel fit in there, Your Majesty?
Don't worry, my bumbling Broomy. All we need is for Rapunzel to touch the tower.
With her tiny magical tower, Camilla got on her magical broom Broomy and set off to the place where Rapunzel was. At that time, Rapunzel was heading to Snow White's castle with her friends Drado the dragon, Silly Dwarf, and Clapsy, her talking hair clip.
Thank you again, Rapunzel, for saving me from the swamp, and the tree, and that scary Hella lady.
You must be much more careful walking in the forest. I would think you'd know all the paths to Snow White's castle really well.
We were almost about to miss the birthday party, and I would be very sorry if I couldn't eat cake.
Don't worry, I remember the rest of the road.
Well, shouldn't we stop to get a birthday gift for Snow White?
Actually, I had made her a flower necklace because she loves necklaces so much.
So, where's the necklace?
I dropped it in the swamp. But I think you can be my gift. You have such a huge dragon with you. What could be better than that?
You're so smart, Silly Dwarf. Since Snow White loves necklaces, I can make her a flower necklace. Rapunzel assembled a very beautiful necklace for Snow White. Clapsy also made a box out of leaves. And Rapunzel put the flower necklace inside it. Meanwhile, the witch Camilla was secretly flying above them.
You see, Broomy? She has a box in her hands. Now we will just swap that for this magic tower.
Camilla beamed a magical ray of light from the end of her broom right on the leaf box that Drado carried on his back, which caused the box made of leaves to open. Camilla sent the tiny tower in her hand through the magical beam right into the box, and quickly closed the package tightly without Rapunzel or Silly Dwarf noticing.
And that's it, Broomy. My plan is just that simple. Come on, let's go.
Camilla quickly moved away from there. After completing almost all the preparations for the birthday party, Snow White ran to the castle's garden. Even in the garden, there were a lot of people that came for the birthday party.
Please please move to the castle hall? Our party will begin soon.
Meanwhile, Snow White's best friends, the 7 dwarves, were in a hurry.
What's going on, Ace?
My princess, we didn't tell you, but we've been looking for Silly Dwarf since this morning. I think he's lost somewhere again, or something bad happened to him.
And just then, the silly dwarf entered the garden.
My princess! Silly, where have you been?
Silly Dwarf told everything that happened in the forest. Then he invited Rapunzel and her friends to the castle's garden. Snow White was very, very happy to see Rapunzel.
What a wonderful surprise this is!
It's really nice to see you, Snow White. Happy birthday! Rapunzel gave the gift in her hand to Snow White.
Thank you, Rapunzel. Come on, let's go to the castle and have fun.
Everyone went to the castle hall and began to dance happily. Even Dragon Drado showed all his dance skills to everyone who came for the birthday. Snow White went to the gifts given to her. Among all the other large and small gifts, she chose Rapunzel's gift to open first. She really liked Snow White, so she was curious about what the gift was going to be.
Oh, what a beautiful tower this is! I love it!
But as soon as Snow White touched the tower, she quickly shrunk and was trapped inside the tower.
Help me! Help me!
No! Did you see that?
Rapunzel and the 7 dwarves had seen what happened and ran to her immediately.
Rapunzel! This tower!
The tower that Camilla imprisoned me in.
This must be Camilla's doing.
But she caught the wrong person.
So what are we going to do now? How are we going to save the Snow White?
Snow White could see everyone from the tiny window of the tower. They all looked very huge from her little prison. Rapunzel told her not to worry, and that she would save her by undoing the magic spell.
Drado, get ready! We are going to the real tower!
Rapunzel jumped on Drado with the tiny tower and flew to the real tower, where she had been imprisoned long ago. As they approached, Broomy, the magical broom, saw the lights coming out of the glass globe and told Camilla right away.
It's done! I did it! My glass globe says Rapunzel was trapped into the tower. Let's go and get her.
Camilla got on her flying broom and set off. Broomy stopped suddenly as he saw Dragon Drado to approach them.
Ah! I see a dragon! A huge dragon!
Grr. No! It's Rapunzel!
So, who's trapped in the tiny tower then?
I don't know, Broomy, but we have to stop that dragon!
Camilla started shooting powerful spells at Drado one after another. While Drado was dodging the spells, Rapunzel was trying to hold on tight so she wouldn't fall to the ground. Drado! This is Camilla's magic. Be careful! We need to reach the tower. Drado started to spray fireballs on Camilla. Broomy Broom didn't want to catch on fire, so began to fly away.
Stop! I said stop, Broom! Where are you going? Go back, I said. Back! I command you!
Drado slowly approached the top of the great tower. And Rapunzel made a bridge with her hair and jumped through the window. Then she placed the tiny tower in her hand in the middle of the room. Oh, please let this work. I hope the magic spell will be undone. Everything will revert. Please, please, The small, tiny, teeny-weeny tower trembled. And after that, it started to rise from the ground. And then there was a strong burst of light, and Snow White appeared out of the tower. Snow White! Oh, the reverse spell worked! Hooray!
Oh, Rapunzel, I'm saved. Thank you.
We have to go, Snow White. I'm sure everyone in the castle is very worried about you. Snow White and Rapunzel soon returned to the birthday party in the castle. The 7 dwarves and guests were very happy to see their Snow White safe again, and at the right size. I just wanted to give you a necklace as a gift, Snow White. I didn't realize that a spell had been put into the box.
You saved my life.
That was the best gift you could ever give me, Rapunzel. Although Snow White and Rapunzel were the princesses of different lands, they always protected each other and kept each other safe, because friendship and love were the most valuable things in this world. Witch Camilla, on the other hand, was very angry when she found out that she had caught Snow White instead of Rapunzel.
Grr, I can't believe it. My plan has turned upside down. Who could predict that? I want the golden blonde hair, Broomy, not the Snow White.